about the single mother. That person was still affected by that. Well, here's the problem, and this is why I say you can't teach fiscal conservatism without social conservatism, because conservatism always has to have a moral component. Someone has to tell baby mama, close your legs. I hate to say it, but it's true. We feel uncomfortable, but we've got to be bold. This isn't the time to be willy-nilly and to sit back. Our country is in trouble. And I'm not saying that to be hyperbolic. I'm saying that because this is where we are. I don't want my daughter growing up in America like that. I'm sure you don't want your kids, grandkids, friends, so on, etc. This place means something. This place is special. God has put us here for a reason. And it's our duty to protect it and to preserve it. I don't feel guilty about being born an American. Even I know there's a lot of horrendous situations going on around the world in third world countries. That's why I start off my show every Saturday by saying, thank God we live in the United States of America. It's not to be braggadocious. It's because I understand the responsibility of being an American. And we should be great so that we can help others become great. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. 5 steps to eliminate racism in the new year. I'll say period. My article was called New Year, so I'm reading the title. But you can go on carljacksonshow.com once again and check out the article. Make sure you click this pretty button on top too that says donate, because that'll help me out a lot. It's real pretty shiny, so please click on that. But 5 easy steps to eliminate racism. And I think that we need to start doing this on the right. I don't know where my time is, but I'll make sure that I speed through this, Cindy. Okay, remove all conversations on race from the national limelight. Carl, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? Isn't that where they need to be? No, they haven't been effective so far. How have we done with Baltimore? How have we done with Ferguson? How have we done with Trayvon Martin? When thugs become heroes, we have a communication problem. It's not working. I'm sorry to offend you if you don't believe Trayvon Martin was a thug or Michael Brown was a thug. I'm sorry that their parents lost them, no matter what their criminality history was, because I used to be a thug. But the fact of the matter is, when I was a thug, I used to watch my back because I always feared I would get shot. That's just part of the game. That's just the way that it is. But I pray for the families, because no one deserves to lose a child. But listen, we can't memorialize and glorify thugocracy, as I would call it. It's just nonsense. It's crazy. It does nothing for the black community. What are we aspiring to be thugs? I hear there's a statue of Michael Brown. Are you kidding me? I don't want to aspire to be a thug. I don't want you got to be crazy. You got to be on crack. But that's leftism. Leftism is evil. So remove conversations on race from the national limelight. Michael Medved said something one time, and I thought was profound. I don't know if any of you in here are Jewish, but if so, you'll know what he's talking about. He said, as a Jewish person, we don't speak of the past. We try not to publicly, and we try not to even in private. At least I don't. Reason being is because there always has to be a victim and a perpetrator. So whether it comes to rhetoric that's going out on the airwaves, whether it comes to the Holocaust, we don't speak of it often, even in private, because we understand the emotions that are stirred, and it forbids us from moving forward. But because we get stuck in the toil and the turmoil and the frustration and the emotion. So as Jewish people, we like to move forward. So we don't even talk about the Holocaust in my house, he said. That astonished me. It was profound. But it's so true. You look at black people today, it's, oh my God, slavery this, slavery that. And I'm not saying this is evil. I'm not saying, I don't want to put slavery in I don't want to take it lightly, okay? Slavery is a harsh, evil practice, but slavery is still going on today. So I'm actually more down to try to deal with the Islamists and the people that are keeping slavery alive today, and let's kind of start letting the past heal. That's what I believe. So keep as much as possible, and this is going to take you. This is going to take you with your neighbor. This is going to take you with your friend, being forceful. When people say, you're the racist. No, you're the racist. Let me tell you why. Because you don't even understand what your own philosophy, what your own party is doing to your own people. I'm not concerned about race like you are. You don't know me. Stop with the colorblind nonsense. This is a novel, light, fluffy, cute idea. Colorblind. Let's all be colorblind. But it's very ineffective, and it's very wrong. And I say that it's very ineffective because when you consider God's creation, there's a reason why He created all of us differently. He wanted us to appreciate differences. One thing I love about America, we can be a great melting pot, right? Of different people, but with the same ideology, with the same dreams, same philosophy, the freedom of religion and the freedom of worship. So let's get rid of the colorblind nonsense. God enjoys variety, so should we. And then what we do is we perpetuate sameness at the expense of true diversity. We shouldn't do that. Learn from our kids. Martin Luther King Jr. succeeded. Let's act like it. He succeeded. When I look at our kids, I looked at kids just the other day when I was at work. One was walking a dog, 2 white kids, 1 Latino, 1 black, and they were all walking together like they could care less about their race. Now, I'm not saying race is important. Okay, don't be colorblind. I think that's ridiculous. But look at where our kids have come, and let's start arguing that point. Eliminate political correctness. I'm one for racial profiling. I'm sorry, if I'm somewhere in Alabama at night and I see 3 white men walking towards me, I'm going to racially profile. I'm sorry, not to offend any of you white men, not to racially profile. If I get ready to get on a plane and I see 3 Muslims and their guards, I'm about to racially profile. It's going to happen, and I'm not ashamed to say it. You should. It may keep you safe. We got to get rid of this political correctness, this idea that we can't call Islamists, the fact that we can't look at the black community and say the baby mama drama has to stop, the absentee fatherhood has to stop, the low income, the joblessness has to stop, the thugocracy has to stop. You got to do away with political correctness. Last thing, differentiate prejudice from true racism. There's a difference between being prejudiced and being racist. And we have to understand this. I was actually being interviewed one time by a pretty well-known newspaper in the country. And the gentleman that was interviewing me was saying, well, I guess I am racist